Hello everyone, happy new moon. Tonight I'm going to be doing a video about crystal grids. I usually do a crystal grid on the night of the new moon just to try to manifest some things that I would like to come into my life during the next lunar cycle, which is roughly 28 days or a month long. And I will put my crystal grid by my window and I'll leave it up for 2 weeks. I usually take it down right after the full moon, but you can make a crystal grid anytime you want. There really are no rules. I don't believe in rules for these type of things. I feel that the intent behind whatever you're doing is really all you need. I mean, you can make the most beautiful crystal grid you've ever seen in your life, but if the intent isn't there, it's not going to work. I don't believe that you have to go out and buy a lot of supplies or a lot of different crystals and fancy things in order to make a grid. If you have 3 crystals that you love and they're all different sizes and you just figure out a way to kind of put them around each other in a design that makes you happy, that's really all that you need. And crystal grids are used for manifestation, so to manifest hopes, dreams, desires, or a particular goal. The ones that I do on the night of the new moon are kind of like a hodgepodge of things. There might be a few different things that I'm trying to manifest that month, so different crystals will represent different things. You can also do one specifically for, let's say, health, or to bring health to a person, or a crystal grid for specifically only for prosperity, or if you're trying to find a new job, creativity. You could do them for specific targeted reasons, or you could do a more general one, which is what I'll be working with tonight. I have a few grids that I'm gonna show you. I'm going to do this kind of like as an ASMR video, actually, so if you're just looking to relax and listen to a few nice sounds, that's great. If you're into the idea of crystal gridding, hopefully you'll learn something from this, or maybe you're just looking to fall asleep right now and you'll find this really boring and just kind of doze off. So hopefully everyone that's watching will get something out of this. So these are like a few paper crystal grids that I have. These came in a kit with a few crystals that were for chakras. That's one that you could do a crystal grid to align your chakras. That would be really cool. So these came in a kit and they're kind of small and they're just paper, but I thought that they were really nice and pretty. And I've used each one of these already. I've used them before. You can also draw your own grid, or you could go online, just Google like crystal grid templates, and there's a way that you can print them out for free. So it really doesn't have to be anything fancy. But I thought that these were really cool. I like the circles on the side. I believe that I got this kit in Barnes & Noble. I don't remember where I got this one, but this is more of like a velvety material. I just like the way that it looked and the way that it felt. So those are really the only like pre-made grids that I have. I have a few other things that I picked up that don't have any designs on them. This is just a piece of wood that I got in Michael's. And without having the design on it, you get to create whatever design you want. As for the actual grids that I showed you, you can see where you're supposed to place the different crystals. So I actually like working with both. Everybody's different. You may prefer one over the other. This is another piece of wood that I found in Michael's. It has a hole in the middle. I'm trying to remember what the actual purpose of this was supposed to be for. I can't think offhand for the moment. Is it supposed to be for a clock? It was in the section where, you make your own stuff kind of thing. Maybe it's supposed to be a clock. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I just really liked this, and I liked how the edges were, where it almost looks like it's a little bit of an elevated pleat. If anybody knows what this is supposed to be for, leave a comment for me. And then the last thing that I have is just a round mirror. I love using this because when the crystals are on it, they look so pretty. You actually see the reflection below. It's really nice. I don't think it's the best one to use for a video because it can be a little distracting. But that's an idea if you have like a mirror. That's a really pretty way to set up your grid too. So I feel like using this guy tonight. I'm gonna call him the clock. I don't know if I'm wrong. I hope you guys are laughing at me because I honestly just have no idea what this is supposed to be for. I used to know, and I feel like I do know, but it's just like my brain is not working. So let's say you only have a few crystals and they're all different sizes. That's totally fine. And like these might be the crystals that you have and you say that they don't really go together. It doesn't matter. You can put them any way you want. You could do something like that. You can connect them this way. You can put the tiny one in the middle and even just do like a line. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. it's all with the intent of what you're trying to bring into your life. So basically what I do is I would write down and meditate on the things that I would like to manifest within the next month of time. And you can write them on a paper, you can fold it and put it next to your grid, you could put it under your grid, you could fold it up and put it under the center, the crystal that's going to be in the center. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. You just want to make sure that you have in your mind what it is that you would like to manifest, and you want to say it in a way where it's in present tense. You don't want to make it about the future. You want to say it as if it's already happening, because that's kind of like the trick with manifesting. If you say it in future tense, it's always going to be in the future. If you say it in present tense, that energy then starts to vibrate and bring it into your life much quicker. So the two specific things that I really want to work on this month is for health, and especially like in my lower chakras. I have like minor health things happening every now and again. It's always in my lower chakras. It's always my lower back and my hips and some other things going on. I find that carnelian is a really good stone for that, so I am going to use carnelian crystals. I'm also going to use citrine because that kind of like boosts creativity and motivation, and I'm looking to kind of enhance my creativity with my job right now. I do have a very creative job, and this year I've been feeling, I think, and everybody feels, with this year, it's just been crazy. But it's been hard. It's been difficult to stay motivated and creative with that, and I really miss that. So that's another thing that I'd like to manifest. So I'll be using carnelian and citrine. So I just pulled them out into these little piles here. I have my citrine, my carnelian, and then I like to have little stones that like connect the crystals together. So I always use clear quartz for that. And they're just kind of like these long thin connecting crystals. And then you want to have a generator of some kind to put in the center. Usually I always use a crystal point. If you don't have that, it could just be whichever crystal is the biggest one you have. You could just plop in the middle and then have the other smaller ones around it. That's totally fine. I've used like amethyst point. Sometimes the fluorite point. Sometimes sometimes when I really mean very serious business, I use a gigantic point. It's totally up to you. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. I do have I love this little box. It's like painted on it. So in here is where I keep like the smaller crystal points. I have a bunch of them in here. And I have a smaller amethyst. And I have a smaller clear quartz. I have this one, which is smoky quartz. I actually think that for this grid, I'm going to use the really big one that I just showed you. I think I'm going to use that. That one will go in the center. And then what I would do is I would start to set up my crystals. So I would decide, do I want the citrine to go inside and the carnelian to go outside? How would I want to do it? And then I just start playing. I think I'm just going to place the carnelian here, going around. Here. And it doesn't have to be really fancy. You just want to feel good about it and you want to like the way that it looks. You could be as creative as you want to be. And I think I'm going to put the citrine. Yeah, I guess I could do it like that. Just kind of line them up on the outside. And then I would take the little connectors and put them between. So we have something that looks like that. I'm also going to add some fluorite to this because fluorite is really good as a learning aid and it helps with things that you want to learn about or things that you're studying about. And there is something that I've been kind of putting off that I want to get back into in terms of studying. So I'm going to put some fluorite in here. and just to help me out, because this month I really intend to kind of dive back into that. So I think I'm going to make another row of fluorite. And I think I'll just put them, I'm going to put them on the outside here. Like that. And then I think I'm just going to put yeah, I think I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to put the connector crystal to the fluorite. I like that. That feels right to me, so that's what we're going to do. I didn't even have a plan for this, really. But this is something really relaxing. It's great if you make, like if you have anxiety in some way and you say, I want to make a crystal grid for anxiety. It's just very relaxing. You just get to play, create, and keep your intentions on your mind. Yeah, I like this. That feels good to me. I like that. So then, like I said, you would meditate, you would write down in present tense the things that you want to manifest with your grid. And then I would usually do like a little Reiki symbol on it. And if you put your hands above, you'll actually feel the heat and the warmth from all of the crystals coming up, which is very cool. And you want to have it in a safe place, because once it is done, you kind of want to leave it there. You don't want to start moving it around. And then what you can do, I did see this on YouTube once, many years ago, and I really liked the idea, so I borrowed it. This is like a wand that I got in a craft fair a few years ago. It's like a handmade little wand thingy, but I thought it was very cool. I don't know, it was just something about it. I liked it. And it has like a rose quartz point. So what I had seen on YouTube from a few different people is that you would touch each crystal, like tap them as you go around, and then you would finally get to the center and just send it up, because this is the generator. So this is kind of like all of the crystals are going into that one, and then this is magnifying it and sending it out to the universe. So I'm going to go around. I'm going to start with the crystal closest to me, and I'm going to tap each one to kind of activate them and to connect them in your energy. the energy. You can use one of these like to protect a room, and it doesn't have to be massive like this, you guys. It could be something really small and tiny. So like, for example, with the little kit that I was talking about that I got in Barnes & Noble, I can use this. And it came with a little baggie of crystals. And each crystal is for a different chakra. So, let's see how they have it here. You can just kind of place them. I'm trying to see which one is which here. Can't see. So you could do something like that. Or if you had one of these like tiny points, you could put that in the center. And you can move some of these toward the inside. This really, and take one out. You could do something like that. There's really no right or wrong way. If you, let's say, printed out this grid online and you didn't have these crystals and you had like the ones that I was showing you before, it's just whatever you have. Just as long as you set your intention. Bam, that could be your grid. Or if you only had 4 of them, you could put the big one in the middle. And then you could do something like this. And that's your grid. It's fun. I mean, there's so many different ways of doing it. You could even do it with just 3. A lot of the times, like if I had a grid like this, and let's say it was a similar setup to the big one that I did before, I will also take other crystals and kind of place them around. So this would be another example using the same stones as before, the carnelian and the citrine, right? And I could add in my fluorite. And then I can use this little baby one there. And it's the same intention as the bigger one that I did. I'm just not putting the connector crystals in. And then I might say, put a piece of fire right there. And a piece of amethyst. If you want other things, I think a lot of people have these, and sometimes maybe we don't know what to do with them. With the little stones, like this one says goals, this one says strength, and I have another one that says dream. So they're always fun too to kind of like put around your grid. And you can even place them down and then put the little paper that you have with all of the things that you're trying to manifest. And you can like put the paper underneath one of these stones. That's a really cute idea too. So the possibilities are kind of endless. It could be as big and elaborate or as small and tiny as you want. You can even do like a grid for your desk at work, and you don't have to do something elaborate like this. You know, you can put a little stringed thing with a little piece of citrine on your desk at work, and that could be your crystal grid. And if anybody sees it, you're like, oh yeah, that was a gift from somebody. I really like crystals. You know, you don't have to plop something like this down on your desk at work. You can, as long as the intention is there, it will help you. So I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it.